Welcome to Mary Alice.
What did you do?
We are a Desperate Housewives recap podcast with me, Erin McGee.
And me, Jakub Tansey. Two best friends breaking down each episode until we answer the ultimate question, Mary Alice, what did you do?
Unless, of course, we have finished season 1, in which case, insert new mystery here.
Yes, there's a lot to unpack on Wisteria Lane.
Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
So get comfortable and let's get into this week's episode.
Hello.
Hey.
Here comes us. I've not spoken about Maggie in 10 minutes, so naturally I have to bring her up. I keep staring at my fringe. There's a reason behind it. Last night, I woke up in the middle of the night to Maggie eating it. And I was half asleep, so I don't even know if I made this up or not, but I swear that I think the reason this bit is slightly shorter than the rest, I swear this was her. And I remember waking up during the night and just going, Maggie, no.
That's a Moggle behaviour. That's not Maggie, that's Moggle.
That's Moggle was out to play. I think she was trying to punish me because I was away all day for the election, and that's one of the days I'm usually home all day. And then Saturday, I was away for a little bit. I was away this morning. Maybe more if I come back next week and I don't have a fringe anymore. Or I have micro bangs. I have
just knowing what your relationship with your cat is at all times based on your bangs.
I'm like I'm a ninja.
Oh yeah, Diane Swoon, the girl in that. Oh my god.
Or I turn into Courtney Cox in Scream 3.
I would die. Maybe that's a Halloween costume, unintentional.
Accidental Halloween. I would love to look like Courtney Cox, let me tell you.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So I might be on Korean TV coming up.
Say more about that?
Oh, okay. So I have a friend who I met in Japan when we were both teaching English. And she, after that, moved to Korea to teach English, which... I mean, she's fit in very well there. That's just, she's going to live in Korea forever, I think.
Okay.
And she is going to be on a Korean reality show, which she has described as kind of like, oh my God, what's the one with the Fab Five?
Queer Eye?
Like Queer Eye, but not gay because it's Korea. Where she's like getting a whole...
Eye.
Just Eye. She's going to be on Eye. Oh my god. And so she's getting like a makeover and stuff and doing like cultural Korean things, and she's met Wendy from Red Velvet, the K-pop group. And so it's very exciting. She's really up there, and she's messaged me and our other friend to be like, oh, they're hoping we can get video testimonials from our friends like cheering us on and stuff to add to the show. So yeah, in summary, I might pop up on Korean TV at some point. Bet you didn't see that one coming today in the preamble.
No, I did not.
Yeah, they wanted to give her a bob and she said absolutely not, no way in hell.
You'd slay a bob.
I would slay a bob. And I am trying to grow my hair out a bit, so you never know.
It would have to be sharp though. I don't want it long because I mean I know you had your mullet I loved your mullet era, as you know. But if you're doing bob, it has to be Felicia bob. It has to be
full on Felicia for Halloween. You can come dressed as the shawl. I'll just wrap you around.
I would love that. I just spend my evening. Erin's not allowed to talk. She's not invited to this party, but I'm just there silently perched. I worked at the elections on Friday.
You did indeed.
I worked 6:15 until 10 p.m.
That's a long day.
How
many breaks do you get in that?
Kind of if and when you want. But I will say is that I often have a genuine problem. I would love to work on it. I'm trying. That I don't take to older men very easily. I don't know what to talk to them about. I don't know what to chat to them about. I got nothing for you.
But you love older men.
Oh, in a romantic way, absolutely fine. In a platonic way, I'm like, so how's golf? I have nothing. Also, I'm very just like nervous around older men in general, and that's not like insight on what I think of older men. I get creeped out very easily. I don't know what people's intentions are. And for some reason, that's the thing that, anyway, I was working with a man who I love him. I want him to be my dad. I'm genuinely upset I'm not going to see him ever again. His name is John.
John Ron.
John Ron. John Ron was the sweetest man. And he said things that if another man had said to me, I would be creeped out by it. I wasn't. You know why? Because it was John. And I loved John. John was making sure I got home okay. He was saying, if your partner's not coming to get you, then you're getting a lift from me.
Aww.
And normally that would creep me out because stranger danger, I'm not getting in someone's car. And don't get me wrong, I lied to him and said that Rory was coming to pick me up. But we were talking about life. He was giving me words of wisdom. He was talking about growing up working class. He was telling me about his daughters. He was telling me about his kids. And he said to me, this is where I work, which makes sense in the context of this election, but that's all I'll say. If you ever want to pop in for a cup of tea, just say John sent you.
Oh, bless.
Papa, Father. So now I have, I just realized I called him Papa and his name's John. Papa John.
You want to come in for a cup of tea, a pizza?
Stuffed crust. So yeah, and it was really nice, and not at my polling station, but at someone else's polling station in Edinburgh, somebody brought in a snake.
To vote?
As a protest. A protest for what? I don't know. But they wanted to do like a Britney Spears in the early 2000s snake moment.
Would have killed at Cece's.
Would have killed at Cece's.
Hey, I'd have won that lip sync if I'd have brought out a snake, let me tell you.
I mean...
You have such a dirty mind, Erin.
Yes.
Always thinking about that.
Yes. You said snake and gay club. What do you want me to do here? I'm but a woman.
One of the Green candidates who won was actually like sat next to us at the pub on my date. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, oh, thumbs up. Yay.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go into the results of the election because of how controversial it all is. What I will say is I have messaged my mum to chase her about getting our Irish passports sorted.
Just a backup plan.
Yeah.
So this is episode 219, what I believe is called Don't Look at Me.
Yes, I think it is.
Okay, I nailed it this week.
Also, the second I read Don't Look at Me, I think, every day is so wonderful. No? Beautiful, Christina Aguilera. It's on her album Stripped, my first album. I got buy one, get one free at Morrison's with her and Delta Goodrum's Innocent Eyes.
That's a slice.
That's why I lost my mind when Delta Goodrum came out at Eurovision. It's like, what? Okay, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Calling all desperados.
Are you enjoying the pod?
Want to access our episodes early and support Erin and I to keep the show running?
Well, now you can.
Over at patreon.com/modded, you can support the show for as little as £3 a month.
Why, Jakub, that's less than the price of the coffees that keep us coherent during records.
Truly, no joke. You can get a shout out from us here, access episodes a whole day earlier than everyone else, and even get access to occasional bonus watch along episodes. Ooh. We're aiming for monthly.
But no pressure. Seriously.
We love you either way.
It's just there if you're looking for a way to show your appreciation and help us keep doing what we do.
Want to support the show for free? Tell a friend.
Tell your mother.
Tell your aunt who you know loves Desperate Housewives.
Tell your therapist.
Tell your ex-boyfriend.
No, do not break no contact. But tell anyone who might enjoy our ramblings.
And leaving a review helps more than you know.
We love you, desperados.
That's patreon.com/modded. MAWDYD.
Now, back to the episode.
Mary Alice voiceover tells us about Louisa Pate, a teacher. Names are back. Good names are back.
Welcome back. Names.
Big episode for names.
Big name.
Louise, big name, sponsor us. Louise Pate is a teacher who believes in the power of shame. And we see a montage of her shaming the parents of misbehaving children. And now it culminates in making it seem like Lynette's kids are the worst of the worst in this scenario. But one of the kids in the montage we see here brings some of his father's Nazi memorabilia to school for show and tell. So I think we need some perspective.
Yeah, and the other child's offense is that they murdered a hamster.
And basically, Parker the good one, is starting to grow curious of the human body and offered one of his classmates a cookie, Cindy Lou Peebles, to show him her vagina. Phenomenal name right there, Cindy Lou Peebles.
Cindy
Exceptional.
Lou Peebles. That's another one that is so good. I would add it.
Are
as
we
like
in
an
Whoville?
alias.
It sounds like something from The Grinch.
My dream is that at some point I become so famous that I get to make fake restaurant reservations, and they're all going to be like Tim Dugan, Cindy Lou Peebles.
You know, you can do that now. You can tell them any name you want, Erin. Oh my God! Wait. We've made breakfast plans. In a couple weeks' time, shall we make the reservation under like Tim Dugan and Tish? Tim and Tish Dugan.
Okay, what about Tim Dugan and just Tammy's mom?
Yes. Oh my God. Okay, we'll report back on that one in a few weeks.
Report back with what?
To see if we actually did it and if we didn't just burst into laughter at the restaurant.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Notable note about the scene. Parker seems to have extreme fixations.
Yes.
Very common with ADHD.
Ooh.
If only that was something that was known to be genetic. If only meds were valued in the show.
Lynette's reaction makes me laugh so hard in this scene when the teacher explains what Parker did, and Lynette's response is, "What kind of cookie? What does that matter?" "Oh, it doesn't. I'm just stalling."
But what I don't like is that she then tells the cookie thing to Cindy Lou Peebles' parents. She tells them it was a ginger snap.
Like, it doesn't make any sense because the Mary Alice voiceover at the end is like, yes, Louisa Pate believed in the power of shame. She also believed when someone has that power, it's a shame not to use it. And then we see her be like, "So, Miss Peebles, you'll never guess what your daughter is willing to do for a ginger snap."
Yeah.
And like, what are we supposed to think that Mrs. Pate just loves to stir up drama among the parents? I don't really get what the point of that was because it wasn't funny as a standalone joke. It just didn't make sense. There's also sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I think she gets a kick out of reprimanding the parents.
Yes, but I don't know. It was weird. But I also love when they're talking about how Parker has had hyperfixations before, and they mention his dinosaur face. And I love it when Mrs. Pate is like, "Oh yes, we all remember his dinosaur phase more fondly now than ever."
It's really good.
Should we do a... Yes! You're ahead of the game, Erin. Okay. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not working.
I have to stop doing it. Maggie looks so scared. I'm so sorry.
Well, you know what? This will be a fill in the blank. The listeners can just imagine how a dinosaur sung theme song would go. Do 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 do. I don't know.
Okay.
It's really hard to combine the theme song with another famous tune. She fears predators. She's heard dinosaurs. She's like, "I'm out of here. That survival instinct is kicking in."
She's like, "In my past life, I was a dinosaur."
Maybe she's gone to be with her people.
I'm so sorry, baby. Come back. I miss you. Maggie. He comes back for the pins.
Wow, that was really easy.
Yeah. So, dodgy adoption man is also Carlos and Gabby's lawyer now.
Yeah, I was very confused.
Yeah, he does a lot of different things. He's got a lot of little sub businesses on the go.
He's arguing that Carlos and Gabby fled with the baby due to the baby being in danger. However, the judge is quite clear that this is a kidnapping.
He's not wrong.
The baby who we have revealed to us now, whose name is Lily, is dressed up for court. She looks stunning. I dare say, outfit of the week, baby Lily.
Is it weird that they've called their, potentially adopted daughter Lily when the birth mother is called Libby?
No.
All right. Oh, I've also just realized I also wrote down baby has outfit of the week, and I forgot that I actually wrote that. Also, okay. I'm like, because we're like, oh, it's weird that the adoption guy is the lawyer as well. But wouldn't they hire a better lawyer? Like, they could afford one.
Or maybe the better lawyer isn't as dodgy, and Carl's busy, as we find out.
Isn't it weird that, or intentional from the writer's perspective, that Gabby has ended up with the baby of a high schooler?
Manifest it. Manifestation is very powerful. But she was, We've also not seen a moment of Gabby not holding this baby so far.
So far.
The state have located Dale, the dad, but he is on spring break. He is unsure of waiving his paternal rights, only responding via text messages to the court saying, "This blows my mind," and he's extremely bummed out. It made me laugh. The judge grants the Solaces temporary custody until the birth father gives a proper answer. And he says, "Try not to steal any more babies," to which Gabby says, "Oh, we just needed the one."
Excellent moment.
It was really funny.
Great scene overall, 10 out of 10.
I liked this episode a lot more.
This was a really good episode, actually. Now, having watched them now both this morning, I'm like, yes. Yes, I see it. Gabby is showing off the baby to the girls now at home, who she's decided to name Lily after her grandmother, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
She mentions her intention to hire a nanny and a night nurse, etc., which Carlos very aggressively disagrees with in front of everyone. I'm like, this is giving bad neighbor to me, because I'm like, even if you disagree, wait till the neighbors are gone to start an argument. But
I just think, talk beforehand, people. Why did they not have a conversation before they had to commit to the baby about help for the baby?
I disagree, because when Carlos was ages ago trying to get her pregnant and convince her to have a baby and stuff, there was lots of talk about how she would only agree to things like that on the premise of lots of help, etc. I'm like, I feel like this was a pre-discussed issue which Carlos is backtracking on.
Oh.
That's my take on it. So that pissed me off. I
want to go back and check.
I could be misremembering, but I feel like Gabby will have always said things like, I like, especially when she found out she was pregnant and she was angry at Carlos and she's like, "You're going to be the one getting up. We're going to be getting all the help in the world," and that kind of thing. So in any case, Carlos can't be surprised by
definitely
Gabby's
not. And he
intention here. And anyway, I mean, right. Let's get into it. So Gabby tells the girls to go so that she can have this argument. Carlos argues that according to church, science, and nature, Gabby needs to bond with the baby and is essentially screaming at her to put in all the work because, as we find out this episode, Carlos is currently unemployed. He doesn't let off yet, though, and yells like, "You want to be a better mother? Do what my mama did. Make sacrifices." Which, first of all, insane thing to say. Insane. But what's more insane is Gabby's response.
Your mother murdered your father, okay? Is that what you want? I know he doesn't know that, but is that what you want, Carlos?
What's more insane is Gabby's response when she says, working her fingers to the bone is what put her in an early grave. Well, that and the hit and run thing.
Even more insane when you remember that Gabby caused the hit and run. Gabby and Andrew and John the child gardener are the three people responsible for for Mama Solisa's death. Nurse Heisel, not so much, but
But also, it's just a wee reminder of that whole arc again, as it may come up in another part of the episode. So, you know, they love planting little seeds. Also, Gabby's hair in this whole
Speaking
episode,
of
impeccable. Oh,
did you mean to say planting little seeds?
Yeah. Yes, that was intentional, and you'll all understand why I'm so clever. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Intentionally.
Okay.
Truly intentionally. But yeah, Gabby's hair in this whole episode is unreal. Love it.
Agree. So the baby is getting up during the night. Gabby's gotten up twice already and asked Carlos to take a turn, but he has job interviews and says he needs his sleep. Again, they both need their sleep. She needs sleep in order to take care of the baby. He needs sleep for his job interview. She's been up twice. Let's think things through.
Excuse me.
Carlos says Xiaomei does all the housework. All you have to do is take care of the baby. And all you have to do is get a job, Carlos.
Thank you. I predict a low ranking this week. Could be his worst week yet in season 2 anyway.
Tom is hiding from us. He's up in the last episode. And
He's like, you know what? I got a couple averages and I'm holding on to it. I am not coming back until Carlos is in the dirt.
I'm going to quit while it's good. So, anyway, Gabby's solution is to wake up Xiaomei to take the baby in return for not having to do the windows the next day. Gabby then gets into Xiaomei's bed and kicks Xiaomei out when she's singing Lily a lullaby. Not okay. Not okay.
Good thing we don't have an employer ranking, Gabby.
I mean, Carlos would still not be doing well.
Oh my goodness. So the next day, Gabby goes to talk to Xiaomei before heading out for yoga, who is asleep at the table with cleaning products in her hand from exhaustion.
I loved.
Gabby gifts her
Sorry.
not
Yolin would never, ever have allowed this.
No, she would have said, you take that baby and you get fucked, Mrs. Solis. Gabby gifts Xiaomei a spa voucher as a thank you for helping with the baby and tells her to take a day off and enjoy it. She's very grateful, but it's clear that this gift is a quid pro quo, and Gabby then leaves her again with the baby during the day this time. So it's like, oh yeah, this is your norm now. Get used to it. You've got a voucher, so shut up and just get on with it.
Now that I have been annoyed at Carlos, may I move on to Gabby?
Yes,
if we've
please.
got the time. Do not sign up for motherhood and then completely decant all of your response. Like, I was on her side almost with the night thing that one time. But it's like she's been given an inch and she takes 25 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly she's like, I'm not going to do any of the parenting. I'm going to come in, give the baby a little hug and a kiss on the cheek, and then I'm going to leave it. And my life is going to stay exactly the same and la 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 la. This is not the same Gabby who was like, we need to take this baby right now, whose maternal instincts had kicked in, who was not letting the baby go. Don't know who she is, but she's shown up to work today. And I don't care for her. Gabby is leaving the house, shouting after Xiaomei that she is leaving. She does not wait for a response. She does not say goodbye to the baby. She comes to meet Bree for a meal. And interestingly, Bree is drinking water here. Just saying. It's in a wine glass, kind of, but she's drinking water. Gabby is saying that she's coping well with the baby because she's not got the baby. Bree has just come from a massage at Misty Springs where she saw Xiaomei there. The ball drops. Gabby has left her newborn baby completely unattended in the house by herself.
Yes. So we then get another entry into the Wisteria Lane Fast and Furious spin-off series as Gabby zooms home, running into the house and screaming out Lily's name, reassuring her she's coming. Lily is fine, luckily, and Gabby is relieved. Carlos then comes home early because his interview was cancelled, still unemployed. And he comes upstairs to find Gabby doing yoga with like the baby strapped to her. She says, "Your chakra lining up for mommy?" Made me giggle. Basically just keeping up this facade that she is doing all the childcare when she is in fact not.
What I hope is that this scene is cute if it's indicative of a change in behaviour.
But it's not. I think it quite clearly is not.
But the yoga was quite cute, I thought.
It was. And that's it. This arc doesn't really go anywhere. At least this episode.
This arc is running on the spot.
Truly. Let's move on to Bree. This was fascinating plotline.
Oh my God, I have so many things to say about this, and I already know that you're not going to understand any of them. This is the final battle of Vandekamp versus Vandekamp. We are in court. Bree is holding hands with Peter. Why? I don't know. We're going to forget his name in 2 episodes. The cavalry is on its way. And Eleanor shows up. And who is it, Jakub?
Well, I feel like we're about to say different things. You're referring to the actress.
Who's the actress?
I did recognize her, but I feel like I just remembered her from this.
Oh my God. I hate you so much.
Wait. Is she in Pretty Little Liars?
It's Carol Burnett of the Carol Burnett Show, of the best Miss Hannigan in any production or film of Annie that you have ever seen. You've seen Annie. Tell me you've seen Annie.
No.
Jakub, I'm taking your gay card. Okay, everybody else deserves Pride Month. You don't.
I'm in my shame month. I'm in my shame era.
She is a must. No, she is unbelievable. She's one of the funniest actresses, comedians, performers out there. The Carol Burnett Show is a must watch. Look it up on YouTube. Oh, Erin, she has the best. What?
I'm just going to say, you're giving Louisa Pate, shaming me like this.
Yes, and you deserve it. So, in Annie, Miss Hannigan is like the evil orphanage lady. And there is a child who, she gets asked where Annie is. The child goes, "She had to go bathroom." And for some reason, Carol Burnett has the best line delivery of, "She had to go bathroom." And as a child, I used to go around going, "She had to go bathroom," all the time. I loved this woman. I screamed when she showed up on my screen. Let's talk about the character. Eleanor, stepmom Eleanor, is wearing a Bree Vandekamp outfit. She has red hair. She has the pearls. It is very clear that Bree, consciously or subconsciously, is emulating this woman.
Obviously, that is the intention. However, I just wrote down, is this not the most Martha Huber energy you've ever seen? Like, the vibes of the visuals and everything. I think it was because of the shorter hair and everything.
I was going to say, not all women who have short hair are Martha Huber.
I don't know. I clocked Martha Huber vibes before I clocked the Bree comparison. But I, of course, understand your point.
How did they get her? I don't know. I would love to know. Okay, so Eleanor has shown up because Danielle called. Danielle remains a little grass. Papa Mason is Bree's maiden name, comes out of the judge's chambers and he has postponed the hearing. We're opting to handle things in-house. Carl is rightly annoyed. He's still Bree's lawyer in all of this. And Bree's dad looks like Donald Trump.
Sure. I forgot Carl was Bree's lawyer. Why was he not at the deposition last episode? Too busy trying to get Susan in his pants.
I was going to say he was too busy at his engagement party.
I really loved the line when Andrew's like, "Oh, this is Mum's AA sponsor." And she's like, "Oh, I thought you were his lawyer." Good. The hair had to be worried. Mm-hmm. He's got longer hair. And immediately that feels like something Bree would say.
Yes.
So in the next scene, we are at the dining table. Bree's dad and stepmother have sat her and Andrew down, and they're kind of having like a family-run arbitration. Bree's dad wants them to simply look at each other in the eye and say, "I forgive you." And it's giving the level of naive that Danielle had when she suggests that Bree just go and make nice with Betty.
That's so true. But also, Bree's dad and stepmother just being present now. We didn't see them after Rex's death, or we haven't heard about them surrounding Rex's death. We haven't seen them with the whole George situation or heard from them with the whole George situation. It feels like because this is so public.
Yes, it's pretty clear that's the only reason they were there.
Sick. Oh, and more product placement in the scene of Diet Coke
Diet
Lime.
Coke. And since you flagged it last episode, I absolutely clocked it this time.
Dare I say, lime, lime, lime.
Lime, lime, lime. Live, laugh, lime.
Shine, shine. Shine, shine, shine.
Shine, shine, shine. Lime, lime, lime.
Lime,
Lime, lime, lime, part 2, episode title.
Lime, 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 lime.
Lime, 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 lime.
Also, please continue,
No,
because I really hope you do the line delivery that's coming after this.
Okay. I think, right, we'll get there. So the whole I forgive you technique, Bree's dad claims to have seen some Dutch therapist on TV come up with a technique. Apparently it worked between Eleanor and their cleaning lady. And Bree and Andrew exchange some clearly fake forgivenesses. And Bree's dad says, it can take a while to feel the change. And then Eleanor says, "It took me a week to forgive Esperanza. But now she's like family. Well, family that stole from us." This whole side interaction is so funny.
Yeah.
Bree's dad thinks that everything is sorted, that they can just put the emancipation behind them. But Andrew still wants that trust fund money. He still wants a car. And so a back and forth escalates between Bree and Andrew, which breaks out, in which they quick fire all the worst things they've both done, including running over Mama Solis. And it's so similar to that episode of Friends where Monica and Ross have a similar blow up in front of their parents that ends with Judy, who's very similar vibes to Eleanor, being like, "Well, that's a lot of information to get in such a short time." And that basically sums up this entire scene.
Another quote that I say all the time is, "Hurricane Gloria didn't break the porch swing. Monica did."
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's the when they ask about Mama Solis and they go, "Is she okay?" She's dead. It made me laugh so much. Eleanor is downstairs at night as Bree approaches. Bree's in for a wig because Eleanor is grooming her wig for the next day. It is dropped upon Bree that Eleanor and Papa Mason have decided to take Andrew back to Rhode Island, per Andrew's request. Bree is having none of it. We get some rare Bree lore. She never gives up and never has. Eleanor talks about Bree continuously making bad cookies, which Bree points out Bree's mother loved. Eleanor heavily implies that Bree's mother was a placating type of parent, whereas Bree says Eleanor made Bree work for every kind word she ever got. Emily Gilmore vibes, basically. It's clear they have a really tumultuous relationship, but it's also clear that Eleanor has had a lot of impact on Bree and the way Bree is. Eleanor says that Bree resented Eleanor's high standards. Bree, very, very un-Bree-like, I think regresses into teenage Bree mode here by saying, "I resented you because those were kick-ass peanut butter cookies."
Yeah, it was just hearing Bree say kick-ass just felt weird.
For me, it was one of those moments like you go back home for Christmas, or you go and see somebody that you haven't seen forever, and it's almost like you become that version of yourself. And this felt like a fight between teenage Bree and her stepmother growing up. Eventually, Eleanor and her wig go back upstairs. Bree says, "Do you really think I'm a failure as a parent?" Which is so tender. And so, in some ways, it's an olive branch. But Eleanor says, "Well, I'd love to lie and say something supportive, but as you pointed out, that was more your mother's thing." Eleanor Mason, you are my monster of the week.
I wrote one note for this scene and it was just, bitch. That's all I wrote.
This made me think, again, this is not to defend Bree's parenting, but this to me really exemplifies that in the case of Bree, just because someone didn't break every bad cycle in their family doesn't mean they didn't break a bloody fair few. You know? Oh, it hurts my feelings.
Bree sees Andrew and Justin screaming at each other in front of the house until Andrew speeds off in a car. First of all, where did he get this car? Wasn't the whole
Correct.
trust fund emancipation thing, didn't that all fall through? And like, how has he funded this car?
Because he's supposed to get like, I understand that maybe they're going down the route of he wants a nicer car, but Bree would not have bought a car for him after he ruined his bike muscles.
Yeah. Second point, get this boy away from the wheel. Just in general, he speeded down that lane at a dangerous speed.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. The Van de Kamps as a family should not drive.
Indeed. Bree steps out to investigate, still referring to Andrew and Justin as good friends, even after discovering that they're basically breaking up because Andrew will be too far away to when he's with his grandparents. But Justin corrects her, telling her that he is in love with Andrew, and Bree is curious as to why. Presumably because she's struggling to see any good qualities in her son herself, which is very sad. But Justin
It
tells,
is sad.
yeah. But Justin tells Bree about his parents kicking him out for being gay and how Andrew helped him through this, and that Andrew doesn't take crap from anyone, which he really loves about him. And then Bree seizes this opportunity of a heartbroken Justin to manipulate him into helping prevent Andrew from moving.
Yes, I do think Bree is somewhat genuine when she's saying, what is it you see in Andrew? Kind of, what am I not seeing? What am I missing? Like, I need something to cling on to, that there's still something in here that I could love. And what is it exactly Justin says about it? It's along the lines of he never gives up. Like, he kind of doesn't
He doesn't
care what
take
people
crap from anyone.
Yeah. I wonder if Bree sees that in herself. And there's a bit of that there. A bit of, you know... I'm just trying to think about what we've just seen from Bree and heard about Bree, which is she's had to learn that. She learns it when she's saying, you know, those were kick-ass peanut butter cookies. How dare you? But she wasn't always that way. And I wonder if that's her kind of going, you know, maybe if I'd been a bit stronger, maybe I've taught him to be a bit strong. I do think it's like a real moment for her. And also I think it is somewhat genuine when she's hearing Justin saying how horrible his family were, that there's I don't want that for Andrew. Ugh.
Yeah. And then she throws the genuineness away to manipulate.
Oh, as Bree often does.
Yes.
So Bree is pretending to be accommodating and is bringing boxes down of Andrew's and purposely leaving Andrew's porn open, or what is seen to be Andrew's porn. It's very clear that Justin, either it's Justin's personal stash, a combo of his and Andrew's, or
He
Justin is
sourced it for
purposely...
this purpose. Yeah.
Bree says, "Oh, Dad, I forgot to warn you. These are some of Andrew's adult videos. I don't approve, but boys will be boys." Then, it shouldn't be funny, but it is. Papa Mason says, I don't get it. Where are the women?" Me looking at historical statues in Edinburgh.
Say that.
Eleanor and Henry are not pleased by the titles, such as Leather Daddies in Love. Welcome to the Pride Special episode. Eleanor, in fact, clearly wears the trousers and drags Henry into the kitchen. Bree is smirking. She knows what's up.
I also just love when Eleanor is like, this is pornography for homosexuals. It's like the quiver when she has to utter the word, like she's scared to say it, is very funny. And then as she's leaving to drag him into
Like
the
she's
kitchen,
going to catch it.
yeah, and when she's heading into the kitchen and the dad starts to say something about the guy on TV again, and she's like, forget the Dutch therapist.
There is still such a thing. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know people's personal lives, but hopefully a lesser extent now, but certainly in the 90s, there was a lot of like, who is the lesbian? A lot of homosexuals.
Yes. I love how they're totally okay with him having a regular porn stash.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway, Andrew comes home to Bree cooking, looking to load up his grandparents' car with his stuff. Or maybe it was his grandparents' car that he drove away earlier.
Oh, maybe.
Anyway, but they've already left. And Bree gives him a letter that they've left behind, which reveals that they have taken away his trust fund, rendering his emancipation plan null and void. And it's really sad, actually. Like, we're laughing.
Really I'm laughing because, again, the only way people communicate is via
through
letter.
notes and letters.
I know that you're gay. It makes me
So
sick.
sick.
I'm taking
Period.
your trust fund.
Yeah. It's really horrible. But Bree still, despite everything, wants to make things work with Andrew.
Because she was told earlier by Eleanor that she is the type of person who just never knows when to give up.
There we go.
And this is that.
This is that. And Andrew is obviously resistant to this, but then Bree casually mentions as he's walking away that she's invited Justin for dinner and that he seems really sweet. And that kind of stops Andrew dead in his tracks, and he looks almost confused, like he's trying to figure out what Bree is playing at here. But I think after the reminder of how awful Eleanor was to her growing up, she genuinely does want to make more of an effort here. That's my take on it. I
think she doesn't want to lose her son. She just, like, that's what the core of it is. She saw what it was like to, she's been reminded what it was like to be parented by someone very like her. And she's also hearing about how Andrew is not willing to take that from people. And I think there is a little bit of admiration there for that quality in Andrew. And I think, no matter how conflicting your beliefs might be on this, I mean, first, like, as ridiculous as it is to even be debating this, it comes down to, do you want to lose your child or do you not? Because your child isn't going to change. So you're going to have to change. You're going to have to get on board.
Yeah. I also think that because there's an iconic quote from Bree in like seasons and seasons from now, where she's like, honey, you're queer, you're here and I'm used to it. And I do think that actually is a part of it. It's like he came out like a season ago and Bree's just more accustomed to the idea of it now. It's not as shocking. She's had a bit of time for that to settle in a bit. And I do still think she definitely has homophobia in her at this point, but it's like not to the point where it's like, you're going to hell and you need to get out of the house and go to Camp Hennessy prison and all these things. It's like slowly but surely she's just getting a bit more mellowed out to the idea of it.
Yes, and again, we have to go to what we've seen there. There's a degree of cycle breaking in this arc. And I do wonder if Bree knew instinctively that her stepmom and her dad weren't going to be on board with Andrew being gay. And I'm not trying to overreach, but I wonder if there's a flicker of, is that why I'm not okay with it? Because I'm worried about what my stepmom and my dad and I've been taught this thing. If there's a little bit of, I'm not saying that's been an entire shift for her, but like the beginnings of a shift maybe.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. I think it's the beginning of her changing her mindset around the whole thing. And what's really sad is knowing where this arc eventually goes.
I know.
But for now, I'm just going to embrace this little wholesome moment. And that's
Yes.
Bree.
Bree and Andrew are very, for a long time, 1 step forward, 3 steps back. Let's get into my husband of the week, Paul.
So this whole arc with Paul and Felicia, I remember it so well. And so I've been waiting all season for Felicia to come back because I was like, this whole bit is so funny to me.
Dare I say, if this show were written today, this would be the enemies to lovers arc of my lifetime. My life. Paul is leaving the house and he slips and falls in a ridiculous way. It's very much, I fell and seriously injured my fringe, which if you don't know is a really old Scottish meme about a woman who has a very short fringe and she's in the National Accident Helpline advert, I think, and she's saying, I fell and seriously injured my knee, and everyone said that she fell and seriously injured her fringe because her fringe is really short. Just a little insight into the Scottish psyche.
This is a cultural podcast.
So Felicia pops out comically with a giant mixing bowl, and I was baking cookies and I heard the most sickening sound. Why is Paul even talking to her? She just openly accused him of murder at this engagement party. This is the bit that doesn't make any sense to me.
My main note, the only note I have for this scene is ominous stirring.
And he must be in shock. That's the only thing that makes sense. He says that there's shortening on the doorstep, which is, according to Google, a fat, which is used in baking. Felicia is doing her, I want him to know it was me, but being like, no, you have to use that in baking. How silly. Anyway, here's me going back to baking.
It's so good.
It's so good. But also, again, him speaking to her only makes sense if this is an enemies to lovers arc. But imagine that being the thing.
Well, he vaguely explains to Zach in this next scene why he's talking to her.
Yes, but what I would love to have seen is them going down the route of these two slowly falling in love, but also hating each other, but also not being able to agree on the murder thing. Her still wanting him to go to jail, even though she loves him.
I think it's a little far removed to get to that point, but I love your enthusiasm for it.
Susan just married a gay guy. Let's not go crazy. Okay.
So now we have Paul setting up a barbecue in the front garden with Zach, but there's a near explosion when he goes to light it on fire. As it would happen, the bottle of lighter fluid is actually filled with gasoline. And the youngs look...
gasolina. Gasoline.
Pyromania. So the youngs look over and Felicia is ominously raking leaves this time in her front garden. And by ominously, I mean with an overly friendly wave. Paul tells Zach that he's determined not to play along with Felicia's games. And so he kind of fakely and overly friendly back invites her over to join them for burgers rather insincerely. And I really think Felicia's starting to lose the plot here because she wanted to protect Zach this whole time, but all of these little things she's trying could very easily harm Zach as well as Paul.
I wrote that down as well. I thought the exact same thing. She's losing grip. Revenge is becoming her priority. I do think at the beginning it was justice. Now it's purely shifted into revenge.
Also, since you are no longer watching 911...
I said I'll go back.
So you don't want spoilers then?
No, go ahead.
So there's an episode shortly after where like the whole town's water supply is tainted with something flammable. And then they're trying to put out a fire and one of the firemen like fires the hose and the hose essentially becomes a flamethrower.
That's so 911.
And you know what? I'm not going to get into a whole 911 discussion now, but I still have more things to say on that later.
Look, I'll come back when Eddie and Buck kiss, and I stand by that. Then you'll have me. Something else about this scene is Paul is being dumb here. He's being very un-Paul-like because he's forgetting something that's very crucial. He's like, oh, if I ignore her, she won't get a reaction out of me. That's true. However, his response doesn't make sense unless he murdered Martha.
Yeah.
If he didn't murder Martha,
then he would be raging.
What the fuck? He's basically confessing by how he's responding. So Paul is in bed and we hear weird noises. Suddenly we are in a 3D movie in the 90s, or we are in Stranger Things because everything is red and blue. Paul and Zach come out. It's like a circus tent, and the workers are saying, oh my goodness, you should not be in there. We're spraying for termites. Felicia comes out. She is so embarrassed. They're meant to be at her house. She definitely wasn't going to fumigate Paul and Zach alive in there. Paul confronts her, but Felicia gets him back by talking about Mary Alice's death, which causes him to grab her instinctively and aggressively shaking her. It's very like, before the termite Ghostbuster people pull them apart. Then she tries to pull did you hear that? Assaulting me for an honest mistake, and people in the street are staring and the workers are staring, and Zach is trying to calm Paul down. It's a mess. It's all a mess.
Did you clock that one of the neighbours on the street who was looking on looks a lot like Tish, who we've seen a couple times? Because I was like, is that meant to be Tish? Did they recast Tish? Because the hair and the styling was like identical, I swear to God.
Oh, I didn't even notice. I was just like irrelevant bystanders.
There are no irrelevant bystanders in Desperate Housewives, Erin.
A lot of them are in the book club, which we've never seen since.
Yes. And that's Paul and Felicia.
It is really nice to see a parenting arc from Lynette that isn't, I think one thing, Tom thinks another, we both realise that we're both right, end of arc.
There's a moment in this arc that made me laugh so hard I had to pause.
I know exactly what it was.
Yep.
I know exactly what it was.
So, very short plot. Oh, also, yeah, it was a very short plot line for Lynette this episode, and I get the sense that they weren't sure what to do with her because there's not really any consequences to anything that happens in this episode.
Yeah, it's just like, let's just give her a little parenting thing.
Yeah.
We can't be bothered with the advertising industry right now.
So Lynette has a glass of wine to help her through the talk with Parker, the good one. Parker simply cannot believe that babies come from vaginas, and Lynette tries to push off his curiosity for when Tom gets back from his business trip in a few days. But also, I've just thought this now, Lynette literally sabotaged Tom from getting a job that would have him traveling all the time. And now she's his boss. It is sending him off on business trips all the time, it feels like. Side note. Anyway, yeah.
I like to think that it's because she just wanted a break from him. Like whenever she just wants him out the house, she's like, can you go on this business
Can you go
trip?
to New York for a couple days? But when Parker suggests that he'll talk to his friend's older 14-year-old brother about it, we hard cut to Lynette. Tommy Keenan. Keen to talk about it.
Yeah.
We then cut to Lynette drawing a diagram with crayons and talking about how a seed is magically implanted in a woman. See, call back to the joke I intentionally made earlier about planting seeds.
You're so clever.
And that's the scene.
Honestly, the jump cut to Lynette getting the crayons out is so funny. And she's like, and she's explaining it to him, and he's going, that doesn't make sense. And she's going, why would I lie? Adults don't lie to children. Now go wash your hands, or Santa's not going to bring you anything for Christmas. Had me decked.
Oh, this scene is iconic.
Karen McCluskey is on the couch having a fudgesicle on the job babysitting when Lynette gets home. Karen gives the report. Penny is fussy. The twins are fighting over the remote. And Parker offered Mrs. McCluskey a fudgesicle if she would show him her vagina. Obviously, very important to know the panic I think Lynette and subconsciously we all felt when we could see her eating a fudgesicle. And It's just the way that Karen goes, oh, good God, Lynette, relax. I didn't do it.
I had to pause. I was laughing so hard.
She goes on to explain that Parker wanted to put a sunflower seed in her to see if a baby would grow. The two of them, Karen and Lynette, have a really lovely, honest chat about the birds and the bees. And Karen's advising giving them the gory details young to give them the fear. Lynette doesn't really agree with that, but it is nice to kind of see them talking it out, kind of being there for each other. But Karen is keen that if she does give the gory details very young and she does scare the child, then she won't have to have her afternoons spent talking about her woo-woo.
I think my favourite line from this scene was after Lynette essentially gives her take on how to do the whole thing, and Karen says, spoken like a true liberal idiot.
Like, yeah.
Very funny. So in the next scene, Lynette tries to get Parker to stop talking to people about all of this stuff, but he does that thing that kids do where they just respond with why to everything. Why? Eventually, this gets to Lynette, and she resorts to taking Karen's advice. And Mary Alice tells us that Lynette saw a look on her son's face in that moment that she'd never seen before, and that she thought of the look on his face when he'd come home with each new obsession, and that helped her realize that she doesn't need to shame him, that she just needs to give him a brand new obsession, much like Bree swapping out her addictions last episode. So we then see Parker come home with a puppy. Now, I want to say that we never see this dog again, but I will not eat my words like you did on Bongo. So who knows how long our furry friend is going to stick around for?
I'm going to look up right now. Apparently, they later in the show mentioned that Penny was allergic.
Great.
I also think, again, I would say this if this were the other way around, okay? Lynette should not have gotten a pet without consulting Tom, unless we think that she's phoned him and gone, look, something has occurred here and I'm in deep. We're going to have to get this kind of puppy.
I just really feel the puppy is a one-episode wonder because I don't believe Lynette would agree to take on a pet at all. That in another episode, that would be a whole plot line about her not wanting to have all the responsibility put on her on top of all the housework and everything. So it's definitely a throwaway dog, if you know what I mean.
But we know she has empathy for animals because she gave that rat a funeral.
That's true. And every now and then, I remember that in our season 1 roundup episode, I tried to remember all the characters that died. So I'll try and remind myself of all the dead characters from season 2. And every time I'm like, well, there was the rat.
Was that season 2?
That was season 2, babe.
Wow.
And that was when Tom was in his stay-at-home dad era.
Yes. My only note for this scene is that Lynette's shirt completely matches her curtains.
It's not the first time Lynette's blended into the background with her outfits, actually. Interesting.
Why blend in when you're born to stand out, baby? Let's move on to Susan. You know. Calm down, Jakub, okay? Calm down. Carl answers the door to Susie Q and he is topless. Susie Q swarms in. She confronts him about the kissing, or as she calls it, mauling incident. Susan rightly points out that the helium hadn't even deflated from the engagement party balloons yet. But as we know, Susan is being, not disingenuous, but this is also coming from a place of, I touched the fire and it freezes me.
Much like she touched the flame in the closing Mary Alice voiceover.
Yes. Okay.
You know what? Carl absolutely had to be shirtless in the scene because I was so sick of him that without this, I would have probably just switched the TV off.
Yeah, it was to distract us.
Yeah.
Carl says that calling the wedding off is up to Susan, and it is all bananas and ultimately so unfair on our girl Edie. Oh, I hate it. He then, because he's in a towel, says, all this can be yours again. Just say the word and I let go, as he moves to drop the towel like a cartoon character. But Susan calls him sick and runs away.
Oh my goodness. Susan is now ready to go to the cinema with Julie. And already we can guess where that plotline's going to go.
I started to immediately hysterically laugh.
But
I went, surely not. Surely that's not what's going to happen. Surely that's not where this is going.
Julie, however, has intercepted flowers from Carl and is mad, having foreseen this chaos, and she punishes Susan by sending her to the movies alone. She says, well, you could always ask Dad to go with you. In fact, if you love him so much, why don't you marry him? Oh, wait, you already did it. Twice. Yeah, she knows what's up, and she has every right to be mad. So
my note is genuinely, Julie has every right to be mad about this. That's all I said about this scene. Oh. You know who famously loves the cinema? Honestly, I can't believe we're back here. Do you remember I said a few episodes ago that we basically had a reset of the pilot? No wonder we're back here. And Mike is once again milking that Cineworld card for all that it's worth. He has a date with him. He's in the same theatre as Susan because of course he is. She's trying to dodge him. She sits next to a random man. But it's not going to be a random man, is it? Because it's Kyle MacLachlan.
This might be the most consequential random meetup in the entire show.
This choice does have consequences. Let it be known to the people who are watching this show for the first time. This is a very important man. And he is very important to God.
I've written that I'll leave it to you to recap what happens, but I've written that what Orson does for Susan in this moment is something you would 100% be on board with. And I would immediately collapse being asked to do if it were me.
Yeah, you're right. This is an Erin response. So she sits down next to him, asks him to pretend that they know each other. Mike spots the two of them. Orson shakes Mike's hand. Now, Orson has been to improv classes. As someone who did theatre, Orson has definitely been to improv classes. He shakes Mike's hand and goes, oh, finally meeting the man himself. He's a master of improvisation. He even pretends he's heard of Mike, that he's been Susan's dentist for years. Puts his arm around Susan. Mike is freaked out and Mike leaves. Susan is charmed.
Well, Orson does say that he's good in a crisis, which we will learn is true in the coming seasons.
Yes. And I do think that I am also good in a crisis. I am very bad at small things. Like if we run out of something, I'm losing my mind. If someone dies, I'm fine.
That's why we're so great together, babe. Because
exactly.
I'm the small things guy.
Yeah, I sweat the small stuff. So, Orson and his fabulous hair is asked kind of suggestively by Susan, and she's pretending that it's not, but she says, is this seat taken? We can share popcorn. Also, it's classic Susan when Orson's date sits down and he says, I'll be sharing Becky's popcorn. Becky with the good hair. He's making it clear, like, this isn't a meet cute. This was a rescue mission.
Yeah. I also love Susan saying she'll wait till the lights go down to sneak out.
Well, she has to, because otherwise Mike is going to see her walk away from her date and sit by herself.
Well, Mike's going to see the man after the movie ends with this date. And but it is so funny. Incredible.
It's so bad.
Orson turns up to Susan's home to return her purse, which she left behind at the cinema in her rush to get out. And he starts to be a bit flirty with her and tells her that he's left a card in her purse just in case she changes her mind. And, Susan doesn't want to bore Orson with the boring details of her complicated love life. So naturally, smash cut to the two of them at the kitchen table as Susan finishes catching him up on this season.
Orson this episode is very me-coded in general. I would be like, no. So wait, let me get this right. Who is Mike? Okay, who is Jim? Okay, who is Ron?
I think Susan's just, since Julie's uninterested in hearing about this chaos, she needs another inappropriate outlet to overshare to.
Exactly. Also, side note, Susan looks phenomenal in this scene. She just looks beautiful.
Susan was overdue a good look, to be honest.
She really was. She was flop of the week one too many times. She started to hear us. It's we know Orson's going to be an important character because we already know so much more about him than we do about someone like Jim Ron. He comes in pretty fully formed. Like, we know this is a man who's charming. This is a man who can lie very easily. This is a man who's flirty. This is a man who's nosy.
All important qualities in an important Desperate Housewives character. And I get a jump scare every time I do a rewatch in season 2 and see him, because I'm like, this is a season 3 character. What are you doing here?
Also, it's weird because we're recording 218 today. Now we're doing 219. Because we've just done 218, I cannot help but wonder, did Orson do Martha's dentures?
Maybe.
Do you think he saw like in the Fairview paper and he was like, I've had my hand in her mouth? Do you think dentists do that?
I'm going to say no.
But maybe they but they might have got in touch with him, because if she was going to him as a dentist for dental record stuff.
That's true. It'd probably be like the admin team that they get in touch with, though.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to go any deeper down that. So Susan reveals that she's having feelings for Carl again, and despite her literally saying it, I still don't believe it.
See, I totally believe it.
Well, she wonders if she's a terrible person, and Orson asks if she wants his unvarnished opinion, and that really made me be like, oh, this guy's clever. He knows how to use words well. Ooh.
He knows how to varnish things. He knows what varnishing is. He does his DIY in the home.
Yeah, well, basically he says that she's not crazy, but that she is a sucker because Carl is clearly a coward for having put her in the position of having to make the hard choice. Correct take.
It is a correct take. He seems very wise. And he does leave the door open for Susan. Now, do we think when he was introduced that they weren't sure whether or not he would end up a love interest for her? Because he is Susan's type. He loves the cinema.
That's true, but I think that they must have had an inkling of the overarching season 3 plot line to get him for this and stuff. Because they wouldn't have had him for this one episode and then later being like, oh, should we get him back for the season 3 big arc, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's a red herring, if anything, to make us think that's a potential.
Yeah. And she is very like, you don't want to be dating me right now. I'm a mess. Okay.
I know.
Happy bar mitzvah, Neil. That's what's written in the background of this scene. We love Neil. We hope you had a wonderful bar mitzvah in 2005. Carl has invited Susan there to help test out wedding bands for him and Edie's wedding. And he made it sound like an emergency, so Susan showed up. This is so blatantly a test. And Carl rubbing the wedding in Susan's face, basically trying to poke her into action and say, it's coming up. You're losing your chance. We're running out of time. What are you going to do? Ugh. Their song starts to play, which is You Are So Beautiful to Me. And Carl is laying it on thick. But Susan has Orson's weapons in her arsenal and is able to say that she only sees the same coward who left her 3 years ago. You're really starting to see when we do a re-record that my notes are so bare minimum and I just make it all.
So Carl turns up to Susan's to tell her that he's off to a motel after breaking off with Edie, that the marriage wasn't for him and that she was right. He was being a coward. And he goes on to basically say everything that he knows Susan needs to hear in this scenario to feel bad for him and invite him in. We've seen this before 1,000 times at this point, and like, I just can't with Susan. I'm sure we all see how this is going to play out.
My controversial opinion on this is that Susan knows fine well what Carl's doing.
I don't know how controversial that is. Like,
she knows this man. She knows him ridiculously well. It's only been like a month since he did this exact same thing, purposely got her drunk, and then they slept together again. She, this time, is the one saying, let's open a bottle of wine. She knows full well what she's getting into, and she's trying to make herself the victim of it, as if she doesn't already know for a fact. As if, even if they had broken up at Edie and Carl, that this would be an appropriate time for her to sleep with him. Anyway, Carl obviously lied. That's the scene. Carl and Susan wake up in bed together, obviously. Why have they done this to Julie again? Susan is feeling happy. Suddenly, Susan's phone goes. It's Edie. She wants Carl. Carl takes the call. It becomes apparent that the breakup did not happen. And again, I fully believe that Carl knows that Susan knows that they weren't breaking up, and that's part of his reaction in this scene, where he's just like, yeah, it didn't happen. Yeah, no, I said I'd go get her juice. Like, he's just so cold and unfeeling about it. And I do think it's because a part of him knows, you knew that this was going to go. You knew. Carl said he wasn't willing to leave Edie until he was sure that he could get Susan back, which, again, we've said several times on this podcast is quite common. And Julie sits at the bottom of the stair watching the same scene unfold that she has seen before. And I tried to find it, but we have seen this exact scene before, where she is throwing his stuff down the stairs and she's saying, like, I can't believe you. And it's an exact replica, and she's shoving him out the door. The screaming, the throwing of the clothes, the anger. She says that she regrets everything that ever came of their marriage, and then turns to Julie and says, except you, honey, you're my rock. And it is funny.
Her delivery of that has really cracked me up.
It really cracked me up too. However, even the word choice of calling a child your rock, can we stop doing that? Can we stop saying
Mom,
to
Susan, why are we back here?
And again, it's still common. Can we stop saying to kids, like, I don't know what I would have done without you after all these years, or, oh, you know, you're my rock, or you really got me through those hard times. Can we acknowledge that your child should not have done that? Can we acknowledge that was not your child's job?
Thank you. We can indeed.
Also, Susan, you've made it so obvious by kicking this man out topless what's been going on. So,
I swear everyone's windows are like two-way mirrors. Everyone can see in, no one can see out.
Mary Alice voiceover. We've all done something in our lives we're ashamed of. We see Carl walking away back to Edie's house, you know, his loving fiancé. Some of us have fallen for the wrong man. We see Susan by the door. Some have let go of the right woman. And Mike is back again at the cinema.
He sure is.
With the same lady from before, but he does not look happy. There are those who've humiliated their parents, and Parker has the puppy and Lynette watches, and those who've failed their children. And
Which
Gabby is watching over Lily.
That seems way too harsh for me.
I completely disagree.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Yes, we've all made mistakes that diminish us and those we love. But there is redemption if we try to learn from those mistakes and grow. Bree walks out to the good friends, Justin and Andrew, with food, and she smiles.
Which is so sad knowing where Bree and Andrew's arc goes. But I love that little clip, though. It's so wholesome.
It's a glimpse into what could be.
I just think with how it goes, I can't help but wonder, like, what is Andrew thinking and feeling in this moment? Is he embracing it and he changes later, or is the whole time this is like a performance for him?
I don't know.
We'll have to wait and see.
I think I've already said who my worst neighbor is, but I can't remember who it was.
You did. For me, I mean, it's got to be Felicia with the several murder attempts on her neighbor. So that's my worst neighbor.
Oh, my monster of the week was Eleanor.
Fair, and I'll agree with you on that.
but it could have been Gabby. It could have been like
I don't know if Gabby is like she wasn't like good this episode, but I think Monster of the Week and stuff is too harsh for Gabby.
I think if an attentive parent had made a mistake where they'd left a house and gone, oh God, and ran back, that is one thing.
I did forget about the whole leaving the baby alone thing.
Yeah.
I was thinking more of from a getting Xiaomei to look after the baby thing.
No.
Okay, that's why I was surprised when you disagreed that failing.
That's why I was surprised that you were when you were like, oh, I wouldn't say she failed her. I was like, but she obviously did.
Okay. We're back on board.
She left her child unattended. She didn't even check that the child had childcare. She was unattended. She only wanted to see her child for like 20 seconds between like, she's a horrible mother in this episode. Especially considering like there should still be the novelty of having the new baby. Honest, I was so mad at Carlos and Gabby this episode.
Yeah,
So
Carlos is getting a 2 from me this week.
Yeah, that I'm not going to dispute that. He's unemployed and
Expecting Gabby to do all the baby stuff while being unemployed.
because his mum made sacrifices.
And that crazy comment he made about his mum and Gabby having to be like her, insane. All downward spiral to a 2, I think.
Yeah, I think a 2 is very valid and very fair. Carl, you... I want to quote, I think it's Tyra Banks. I can't remember exactly who says this. I want to give you a 0, but that's not possible. So I give you a 1.
Correct take once again. And Tom is still not here, so...
Also, Carl is purposely cheating on Edie and Susan. Let's put this in the situation. What's going on?
That was 2 episodes of recording, and I'm tired.
I want to go to my bed, and I have my little kitten who is fully asleep, and I wish...
You wish to emulate her.
I wish to emulate that energy. But thank you so much for listening, everybody. Thank you so much to all of our patrons. Thank you to everybody for listening. Thank you for all of your comments. We read all of them and talk about all of them. But yeah, I guess goodbye from Maggie. Goodbye from me. Are you going to say goodbye today, Jakub, and be nice?
See you later.
And more importantly,
always, stay desperate. Thanks for listening to this week's episode. Be sure to check out our Instagram for visuals, behind the scenes content, and more.
You can find us by searching for Modded, that's MEWDYD.
Or just search for Mary Alice, What Did You Do?
This podcast is brought to you entirely by us, Erin McGee
and Jakub Tanzi. If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to leave us a review. It really helps us out.
Join us next time for another episode of Mary Alice,
What Did You Do?